Hey, what's up, everyone? Mark Rosen here, and today we'll be taking a look at Shedeur Sanders and all of his passes from his preseason debut. We're going to go and hop right into it. I will say that I naturally just wanted to not have a great response to his performance. I'm a Panther fan, so I wanted to be like, you know what? He did not do very well. Most of the things that he did well, the Panthers kind of gave it to him, especially that first touchdown. Had a turnover beforehand, but the more I watch it, the more it's like, he actually did do a lot of things effectively in his debut. I don't think he did anything amazing, in my opinion, but I think that there's plenty of things to be able to grow off of his initial performance. And so we'll go ahead and take a look here. First thing, he starts off, they just run a little slant with him. He ended up kind of going back to this a couple times, but this particular play where they're kind of doing the screen play to the left, and then he's throwing it to the slant to the other side. Here, to me, you got to put the ball in the numbers, best case scenario for the receiver, but the receiver's also got to catch that. And I love the position. I love the mechanics. I think the weight shift's good. He does a good job being able to keep everything on the front part of the foot. A lot of good things there. The receiver just got to get past the line, right? You got to catch it past the line, get tackled, just fall back, right? Catch it, fall back. So to me, he made the right choice, got the ball out of his hand right away. So you see the outside linebacker go to the arrow through the kind of hitch route right behind it. Should have been a first down. Here, screenplay, big yards. Took what the defense gave him on this one. Dropped back, got the safety to move. Okay, the safety ended up coming down on the number 3 right here. So then he had one-on-one on the outside, put the ball out there. Could have been pass interference. I'm a Panther fan, so I don't think that was pass interference, but I understand I'm biased. Here, saw man, got a first down. Did a lot of things really well. Got some pressure. Could have thrown this a little bit better. I think he kind of thought the receiver was going to keep on going and running upfield, and he kept on or made this a little bit more flat, where if he would have stayed upfield like what he did later on, the running back, I think, did a better job. I don't think he realized he was that open, and so that's what made it so then he kind of cut a little bit more inwards there. But yeah, again, I think he did a lot of things well. This was a 4th down. Line didn't do a great job picking up the blitz, right? Like the left guard should have done a better job there. But what are you going to do? He tried to make a play, didn't end up taking a sack. At first, it was kind of like, man, he might end up taking a sack there, but didn't happen. Good job by the defender here. To me, this guy should have ran all the way on the out. You could tell Shadeur Sanders is going thinking he's going to run the out to the sideline, try to get the first down, but the defender stopped and just miscommunication. It's one of those things where, and then this one was a touchdown, one of those things where you just don't know exactly what the other guy's going to do. But again, not a ton of mistakes here so far. Yeah, a couple passes, like the guy's not going to go perfect, especially in his preseason debut. Again, I think that his mechanics looked good. He was 14 of 23, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 20 yards rushing. Again, to me, I think he did a lot of things well here. He could do a better job of getting that rotation into that back leg, shifting his weight onto his front foot, right? He's kind of leaning off to the side here as he's delivering. And I think that's just partially because he's a little nervous with the line, doesn't know exactly how much time he has here, but I think he does a great job pre-snap. Here he does a good job figuring out where he's going to throw, puts the ball in a good position. Yeah, it's not a big gain, but it's yards. Here, 3rd and 9, sits back, delivers a great throw, gets a first down on 3rd down, which is tough to do. Get some yards here. This one, he's kind of forcing it. This is probably the first kind of bad play that he made where he's kind of forcing this slant. You can see they're running this play to the left again where it's a block for these guys are blocking. These 2 guys are blocking for the running back. He must not like that play very much because he keeps on wanting to throw the slant backside. Almost got his receiver killed on that one. Gets the first here. The thing that is good is he stands in the pocket here. The pocket's kind of collapsing in on him. Still delivers a good, accurate ball. Looked like it might have been a little bit behind. And the receiver was able to make a good play to make it so he didn't catch it. But again, not a ton of this is screenplay, not a ton of bad plays. He really is doing a good job working the offense. And especially to start off, that's all you need is you need somebody that you're going to be able to rely on where he's not going to turn the ball over. Maybe you can make the argument that last pass should have been an interception. But in general, he protected the ball well, didn't take bad sacks, put himself in positions to potentially maybe get a bad sack, but didn't actually get a bad sack. And that's what he did in college too. You know, that's what made him fun to watch, is you'd be watching him and be like kind of on the edge of your seat. You're watching and all of a sudden he's doing these crazy plays 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but figures out a way to get the ball out to make it so then it's not a huge loss. And there were some times where obviously he made some plays that ended up being really bad for the team. But in general, Colorado did much better with him playing. And, you know, I think he was a big part of their offensive success. He didn't only throw to Travis Hunter. Yeah, he had a great receiving core around him, and he did end up taking a lot of sacks, and that's going to probably be a similar thing here. But that's not all bad, because he is not afraid to take a hit. He plays with a lot of confidence. He plays with a lot of swagger. If there's one thing that stands out with him, is just how much confidence he has, which is great. You know, like, you need a quarterback that has a ton of confidence, whether it is, you know, always good confidence or not. As long as it's there, that helps, because then, you know, he's going to get that ability to drive the ball in those tight situations. On 3rd and long, you can believe in him to make a play, or at least attempt to make a play. You see a lot of quarterbacks that are just afraid to even try because they are, you know, don't want to fail. And that just doesn't seem like a thing that he is going to do. He's going to always attempt to make the play, whether it works out or doesn't work out. And that's what you love about him. So to me, I thought he did well. You know, all things considered, I know he missed a couple practices. That was his first preseason game. He's supposed to be the 4th string quarterback. The fact that he came in as a 4th or a 5th round pick and performed the way that he did, it's, to me, there's just so many great things about that. You know, there's guys that you'll see probably this week that are 1st and 2nd round picks that won't do nearly as well as him as a 5th round pick. And we didn't even see Dillon Gabriel, who was picked before him in the 3rd round by the Browns. And so the fact that he was out there, he got the starting reps. The team scored 30 points, right? They put up a ton of points with him playing. So many great things to be able to build off of from there. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments down below. The big thing is, do you think he's going to start? Who thinks that he's going to end up starting? I don't know. To me, based off of this, it wouldn't be a huge surprise. I mean, I think Joe Flacco should be the guy, but if he isn't, you know, if there's some type of injury, or if he's struggling, if Joe Flacco isn't doing great, then he's the guy. I think he should at least be number 2. I wouldn't put in him, or I'd put him over Kenny Pickett for sure. I haven't seen Dillon Gabriel, obviously, but I would take Shedeur Sanders over Kenny Pickett. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.